Yes, yes. Cummings special part 2. How are we doing, guys? Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone's blessed. So I've been working my way through his speech from 48 hours ago, and the findings are as follows. So what was the official essential travel advice when Cummings made his trip to Durham? That's the first question we're going to answer. So his top aide defended making 264-mile journey from London to the northeast with his family at the end of March, and he insists he did the right thing to be near relatives. We know that his wife had coronavirus symptoms, and Downing Street say that he wanted to ensure he had childcare if he got sick too. Now, the UK government advice on essential travel at the time, which still remains in place, includes not visiting second homes, whether for isolation purposes or holidays, and not leaving your home, the place you live, to stay at another home, and remaining at your primary residence to avoid putting additional pressure on communities and services at risk. So the one thing you don't do when you've got the virus is you don't go from an area where there's a high prevalence of the virus to an area where there's low prevalence. So we have to be clear. We have to be clear that what he did, it was wrong. Guys, like the vid. Comment below with your thoughts. Should Cummings be sacked or should he be forced to resign? Let us know. He could have been apologetic, but he insisted on not apologizing because he apparently believes that he's found a loophole in the rules that his actions didn't account for. And at the time of his illness, we were at the height of the peak, and he said he had to embark on the journey because of concerns over his safety, which he has endured since the revelations, not before. He wasn't getting abused before everyone found out all this. He was traveling from a place that had a high incidence of COVID to an area that had a low level. And that was the whole point of the stay-at-home message, so we're not spreading it around. Now, he insisted it was an exceptional circumstance. Again, let's be clear. He wasn't helped with childcare in Durham. He could have undertaken virtually the same level of childcare at his home in London. There was no threat to life of the child, no risk of neglect or abuse. So Jenny Harries, one of the medical officers you've seen on TV in the daily government briefings, she stated that a exceptional circumstance could be like a threat to life, and it was more around a safeguarding issue, not if the parents were too unwell to look after the kid. And yeah, let's just be clear that he went against the spirit of the law at worst. At best, it was illegal. But it sounds like he's just mugging us off. He's saying to us that he had a nicer place to stay than in London. And it makes you wonder whether any of them, him, his wife, his kid, did they even have the virus? Is anyone down to give them an antibody test? His wife exhibited symptoms on the 27th of March, but wasn't exhibiting the core symptoms, a cough or temperature. So which symptoms did she have? On Sunday, Johnson said Cummings was on the brink of incapacitation, so he had to go to Durham. Apparently, you can just drive 200-odd miles even if you're incapacitated. And apparently, the normal avenues of childcare were not available. But I won't go into those because there might be family politics at play, so we'll leave that there. So towards the end of March or beginning of April, some point, the date is not exactly clear, he's barely able to walk, apparently. The day after, he's okay to drive the whole length of the country. So make of that what you will. Now, this walk in Durham. So Cummings said that he took a walk after he started to recover in the second week into woods owned by his father, big woods, during his stay in Durham, next to the cottage they were staying in. He said they were seen by some people from a distance, but had no interaction with them. That would suggest he still had some symptoms. Now, PHE, Public Health England, their guidance on outdoor exercise changed that week by the 9th of April, all outdoor exercise was prohibited for those with symptoms. So when exactly did the walk take place? That's the question, to see whether he actually broke the guidelines, the rules, the law. His speech was very carefully written. You could tell they were very careful not to implicate anyone, whether it was him or Johnson. And then we come to this drive to Barnard Castle, a picturesque town. He said his wife was worried about his eyesight, so he went for a whiz down the road, a 60-mile round trip, with his 4-year-old son in the back of his car. If you want to test your eyes, you don't embark on a 60-mile round trip. I think we can all agree on that. And I swear you have to inform the DVLA as well if your eyesight is impaired. And if that wasn't enough, this is the big one for me. The 12th of April was his wife's birthday. So maybe he's not quite as smart as he's made out to be. Yeah, it's all a bit of a shambles for them. I think they've messed up, and a lot of people now are calling for him to go. 40 Tory MPs now have called for him to be sacked or for him to resign. And whether it happens or not is a different question. We know how crucial he is to Johnson and his party and his policies. If you want something to watch, check out Brexit, the Uncivil War. It was shown on Channel 4 and HBO. If you Google it, you'll probably find somewhere to watch it. That's a little dramatic insight into how we left the European Union, but it gives you an insight into Cummings as well. They use like his blogs and whatnot from earlier years, the way he spoke. Benedict Cumberbatch is quite a good actor in that film. And if you're thinking, what can we do as individuals to place pressure? Email your MP. Go on Google, type in, how can I get in contact with my MP? Email your local MP. I did it the other day. Ours is Sir Mark Hendrick for the Preston area. And tell him that, they should place pressure on Cummings and force their leader to place pressure on their leader to sack him or either make him resign. And I'll finish on this as well. Stay alert, control the virus, and drive for 30 miles to check whether you're going blind. Well, that's it, guys. We'll leave it there. Just a quick one today. Just a roundup, really. There's a picture of Cummings and Cumberbatch. So that's the movie. It is quite good, to be fair. Quite dramatic. A little image there for you guys so you can see. But yeah, like the vid, comment below with your thoughts. Should he be forced to resign or be sacked? On Instagram earlier, I put a little poll out. An overwhelming 92% of you guys wanted or thinks that he should be forced to leave office. But yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like the vid. If you're new around here, subscribe. We do really appreciate it. We need to get to 100 ASAP. And we will see you next time. Take care.